Hey there, YouTubers. All right, so I thought I would go over my graphics card collection, all right? And there are a few that are missing from here. Some of them are en route from Hawaii. Those of you that may know, I was in Hawaii for 6 months, separated from the majority of my graphics cards. I did pick up a few extra ones while I was out there. And some of these, end up in either my son's computer or my wife's computer. So this really is the majority of the collection. Now, some of these are props in the back. If I don't call it out, then that means, I don't have it anymore. I will say that everything here I did buy at one time, so I might still have the box on a few of these, but I think it looks for a much cooler backdrop, right? So let's try and go from worst card to best card that I have. And we'll start here, GTX 750. This is a card that doesn't have PCI Express. And really, at this point, it is not all that powerful for gaming. Barely better probably than integrated graphics on your 8th, 9th, and 10th gen computers. Or excuse me, graphics cards. Now, next up, and this is, a little bit better. This would be the MSI Aero ITX RX 550. And both these cards, are really helpful when you have a CPU that doesn't have integrated graphics. It's easy to slap them in there, get them working, and boom, all right? So next up, I would probably say would be one of my two RX 560s. This is the 2 gig one, and this has much better connectors. XFX. This requires a 6-pin connector, PCIe. Now my other one is 4 gig, but it only has a dual DVI port. Alright, so who is after the 560, folks? It is going to be probably either the we'll say 470. Here is a Power Color RX 470. Only has dual DVI on it. And I got this thing for 60 bucks. It's a gamer. 8-pin PCIe. So it does suck up some juice. After that, I'm going to say probably this GTX 1050 is next in line for performance. This has a good selection of connectors. Does not require a PCIe power connector. And overall, this is the kind of GTX 1050 that you would find in a Dell or HP computer, right? OEM style. No enclosure, but it gets the job done. Now, next after this, it gets a little difficult really to figure out who's next out of this pile. So we did the RX 470. The RX 570 may be better or worse than this card, but let's go take a look at it. Another Power Color. All right, this one does have 3 different connector styles on it, and I think it's 8-pin as well. But yeah, this card's a gamer for what I paid for. 109 bucks. Definitely not a bad graphics card. So after that, folks, I would probably say is going to be our PNY XLR8 GTX 1650 right here. And I don't think, I think between that, this guy also does not have PCIe connectors. This is, what I would say is your best bet if you're watching this channel for Dell Inspiron 3670 stuff or 3671 or the Vostro, something like this, single fan. This uses does not use a lot of wattage, so it's pretty good for something like that. Now next, I'm going to say is probably my Asus GTX 1060 6 gig. This is a 6-pin PCIe. I picked this up in Hawaii. Got a hell of a deal, in my opinion, for the performance of this thing. 100 bucks I paid for it. Great graphics card. All right, what's after this one? So here we have a PNY XLR8 GTX 1650 Super. 6-pin, has 3 different styles of connectors on it. This is really a good gamer. It's going to be very close in performance to the next graphics card. This is going to be one probably that I'll bring when I travel. All right, so we're gonna hit kind of a bunch of cards that are all in the same ability, I'd say, just about. So this is the EVGA GTX 1660, all right, and it has all the connectors I need for the channel for the various monitors I have. 6-pin. This is a pretty good card. Really though, performance-wise, it's not really impressing me over the GTX 1650 Super. Doesn't really perform a lot more, but overall for a graphics card, this can get it done. So now I would say this card, they really don't seem that far off from each other. And so as well, the RX 590, this is XFX. Those are my connectors that I have with it. And this guy is a 8-pin. If we can see that. I'm trying not to have to pick it up. And, this one's not bad. Huge jump from the 570, where the 570 went. Oh yeah, here's the 570. Huge jump from the 570 to the 590 as far as performance goes. Now, where do we go next, folks? And this one's probably out of order. This is the Sapphire Pulse RX 5500 XT. Now, I've only used this in PCI Express 3.0 motherboards. I've not tried 4.0, and I don't know if it's any better. But I'm, for whatever reason, I'm calling this one out now. I actually think that its performance, is probably closer to this, not as good as this one. And the 590 with its 8 gigs allows you to, play some games that you cannot play on the 4 gig one that I have. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. Now, let's get into our really good cards, all right? So, RX Vega 64, RX 5600 XT. Not really sure which one's better, but I think this one has actually been outperforming this guy. So, this is my MSI Gaming XM RX 5600 XT. 6 gigs. This guy's 8. That has, good amount of selections or connectors on it. Why do I keep saying it that way? And, this is a pretty good graphics card. Is it really, high end? But it does perform at a very high level for gaming. So this is kind of a negative for some of you. This has 2 times 8-pin PCIe, so definitely sucks up some juice. Same with this guy. Now this one, can get a little noisy. It's got the blower in it. Looks like I need to clean out some dust. Same type of connectors on it. All right, so who is next after this? I'm probably going to say the EVGA GTX 1080 here. Now this is, obviously a gamer. The 1080s were great. I never got to own a 1080 Ti. I don't know if this point I will, because if I can get a hold of RTX 3070, and we have a RTX 2070 Super, that's a lot better. But, these cards are great because not only do you have DisplayPort, HDMI, but you get the dual DVI. So I'm not really sure this card is better than that one, but it seems like it might be from the values I'm getting with some of my games. So this is Zotac RTX 2060 Super. This is the mini one. This is also one I plan to take on travel with me due to, the size or the length of it and the weight. It's pretty good. Performance-wise, it doesn't miss a beat. Now, there's our connectors. Pretty much the standard stuff, right? Everything new is DisplayPort ×3 and 1 HDMI. Though some of the cards now are coming out with 2 HDMIs. Alright, so it looks like the flash just went out because the battery's low. 8-pin PCIe. So, what does that leave, folks? Now, I was going to tell you, we do have a prop here. I don't have this card anymore. This was the RTX 2070, But I do have this, and it's actually my son's computer. This is the RTX 2070 Super, and this is definitely my best card. And if I still had this card, this one, you know, may have been, I don't know if it'd been second, might have been third or fourth, but we don't have that one anymore. And that's basically my collection, minus the GT 1030 and the other, let's see, what did we leave off? Oh yeah, we have a 1660 Super, which I didn't talk about. That one is by MSI, and you know, obviously a little bit better than that graphics card, right? So that's about it, folks. Thanks for checking out. I hope you got something out of this, and we will, you know, continue to add to the collection. I obviously will hopefully get RTX, you know, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080. Probably skip the 3090 so I can buy a lot of other graphics cards with it. But we'll go back and get some of the ones I missed. Like, we don't have an RX 580, so I need to fill that hole, you know, between the 570 and the 590. We don't have some of the other GTX 1000 series. Like, we had a GTX 1070. I'll probably try and get one of those again, or a 1070 Ti. What else, folks? You know, on the I may one day get an RTX 2060. Just basically, you know, trying to fill out all of the graphics cards that'll help the channel as people make their requests, and hopefully get you know, more subscribers, more views, etc., etc. So thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.